Hello, welcome. This is kind of a well, I had time and I was just kind of curious who's actually on here or gets these messages and whatnot and everything else. Um, I really don't have a whole lot to say. Like I said, I'm just kind of looking around. But hey, we've got someone already. Who's here? Well, we had someone. Well, I just thought to give you guys a little quick update as far as videos on the TW-20. Um, got a couple people now. So the 20 project, it's kind of come to a halt for just a minute. I'm kind of waiting for a few things to get here, and I don't know how quick. Hey Gordon, how you doing? Been a while since I seen you. And anyways, I got a few parts coming, and it's more than just engine parts. I used to have a dial bore gauge, and it disappeared on me. So I got that coming from eBay, and a few other things, rod bolts, sleeve. I got to find out what my bare bones are before I get going or spending too much. So Gordon, what's new in your world? I was kind of surprised. I didn't think we'd have anyone see me right away because this is completely just spur of the moment kind of thing. I was gonna do a video earlier today, and man, I had some real mixed emotions. And I didn't know what way to go. The TW is on halt, and I'm not gonna say I've got nothing to give you guys, but yeah, just not have come. Oh, no, that's cool, Gordon. That's fine. Comment when you can, and if you don't, that's gathering eggs. Chicken's all doing well. I hope so. How many eggs you get in a day, Gordon? I know you got a lot of chickens, but how many eggs you get in a day? Is that going to slow down this time of year? I mean, I've kind of got my feet wet with chickens, but not. I wouldn't say I know anything, if you know what I mean. We've had a half a dozen, on the place and off the place a few times, but that's kind of a kid's project. But yeah, so that TW 2100 dozen a day. Now you got me curious, Gordon. How do you collect 2100 dozen a day? Got to be mechanical somehow. That's a lot of eggs. That's got to be, yeah. I couldn't. I know nothing on that size and capacity of chickens. I know that's a lot. Say, Gordon, I tried something different here because even though this is kind of a sporadic thing. Uh, so I can't remember if it was the last one or the one before. Got conveyor belt. Most come to the end of the houses. So I take it you just they come to the end of the house off the belt and into a box or crate of some sort. And then what do you take them to a bigger egg factory, or how does that work after that? I'm kind of curious here. We got anyone else on tonight? Anyways, Gordon, so before comments being posted, I was told that they were slowed up. Can you post pretty quick now? I tried to change some settings, and I don't know if that is helping the situation or not. Okay, I didn't. I watch a lot of IP stuff. I'll be honest with you, I don't get every video he puts out, but I never saw. You don't know what he titled that one, do you? I might go check that out once we're done here. Comments still slow. I really wonder if that's not my internet provider. I really do, because I've tried changing some settings and whatnot, and yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm no expert at this because, well, I'll be honest with you, I'm a lot better with one of these in my hand, or a throttle in my hand. This whole YouTube, I kind of enjoy it, but it's a real learning curve for me, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Gordon. I'll if you know what his video is, if you know what IP's video is, I'm gonna write it down because I'm in my actually I'm in my editing chair. While I call it editing, it's not really editing. It's just more cutting videos short and shoving what I've got together. I think my videos are crude, but I think they're pretty un. I don't know. They're not faked. You know what I mean? They're not. They're not set up. They might be cut short because the content was, you know. Well, I leave some of it in too, but yeah. Yeah, not a problem, Gordon. I uh I would check too, but I don't know if I would lose you guys or not. Is Gordon the only one on here right now? God, I'm afraid to click away. I'm kind of afraid to click away. I don't want to screw the whole site up. Oh, we got a second one on here for sure. Welcome, whoever you are. Who do we have that just joined? Kind of kind of like that when you guys join and whatnot. And I don't know if any of you guys saw the. I did a live posting, and I know some people don't. they're not on, and I'm gonna apologize for it being 3 a.m. at their residence. But tonight's deal is more just I had time in an empty house, so I thought I would try it out. I also wanted to see if YouTube would be. I'll ask Nelson. Put it in the comments in the next video. Okay, thanks, Gordon. I appreciate that. No, I've chatted with you a few times, and I'm curious what you do. Yeah, curious what you do. How's the weather out there lately? I really haven't watched national news in it's been quite a while. I know we got snow here. I wouldn't say we had some cold days, but it hasn't been bitter cold, but we've had snow here now. Been around for I don't know, a week or so. Like snow that stays. Yeah. So if meat and popcorn bothers you, let me know in the comments and I'll quit. Fine, enjoy chatting. Had bad tomatoes in Kentucky this morning, over 50 dead. Bad tomatoes in Kentucky. You'll have to explain that a little bit. That's news to me. Man, I was gonna turn on the 5 o'clock news and it was already 5:30. So I figured I'd just there ain't much. Well, I shouldn't say there's nothing on TV, but nothing that really interests me. So I figured I'd just kind of see what's. Are you trying to say tornadoes? Yeah, gotcha. Gotcha. Oh man, that's just something hard for me to fathom. I've never heard of a winter tornado here. I'm not going to say they've never ever happened. Ford Tractor Man. Now there's a new name. How you doing? Or it's a new name in the live. Oh yeah, no, I get it, Gordon. Yeah, spell check and me struggle a lot. Uh, I used to work offshore oil fields and try put a word like spectra in. It comes up so many different ways. It's stupid. Yeah. Or synthetic. It just, yeah. So what's happening in Virginia, Ford Tractor? Ford Tractor Man? East Coast shining through again tonight. Well, I shouldn't say East Coast, but Eastern states. Got a kick out of it. My littlest one, she had to ask where I've been in my life, and I've been pretty well traveled. And yeah, we kind of come up to the deal. I gotta go out east sometime again. I've been Florida and direct surrounding areas, DC direct surrounding, Texas, Louisiana. Well, I know that's more south than east, but yeah. That whole Appalachian area, I think I got to visit it someday. Appalachian outskirts, I should say. Windy and rainy. Man, today was beautiful. I actually took I don't know if you guys saw that new intro video or not. I took that today and I walked out the door and I went, this is going to be horrible. Went around the corner and had a big gust of wind, and man, I don't think I blew it all the whole while I was up there. And I think I had to take it 3-4 times. I kept mumbling my words. One of them days, you know. It wasn't even that cold. Been a good day today. Storm's coming in now. Yeah, you guys trying to get all my feeding tractors ready. Man, Ford Tractor Man, I'm thinking about getting a feeding tractor again. I think that TW-20 is gonna, the bill on that's gonna be pretty substantial. I think by the time I get done fixing that, I don't know if I'm gonna have it in me to fix my John Deere. So I've been kind of looking at a feeding tractor or an X feeding tractor. Yeah, I don't do the livestock. I tried going that direction at one time, and I learned real quick there are well, they'd have been cattle for me, but there's cattlemen and there's cattle not men, and I'm one of those knots. Uh, I've actually got a lot of respect for someone that can hold a handful of critters and or more. 861. So I think I actually talked to you somewhere about an 861. I don't know if it was in a, what would have that been? Oh man, I know I talked to you somewhere, Ford Tractor Man. I don't know where it was though. I remember you. I'm pretty sure I heard you saying that 861. We actually had an 861 here. It did all of our hay cutting, and that used to be our auger tractor. Hay cutting and auger, spent lots and lots of hours, you know, cutting hay, even some raking. Yeah, it's off the farm now. Still in the family, but it's off the farm. I fed a lot of bales with a 7,000 Ford. I would say that's what I've put most time feeding in. I've spent more time in the field with a in that 9600 in my life than anything, but yeah. 65 head including the calves. That's a good handful of that's a good handful of cattle. Uh yeah. If I had 65 head, I'd probably have 35 dead. Not just being honest. Eggs and more eggs. Road trip IP Farms video. Thank you, Gordon. I'm gonna have to check that out. You don't know how recent he did that, do you? Ballpark? Like I say, I try to watch watch the people that subscribe to me, but I tell you what, guys only got so much time too. So Ford Tractor Man, that 4610, has that got a Q cab on it? I kind of thought that I wouldn't mind having one of them at one point in my life, and I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about putting up more hay about 2 months ago. Thank you, Gordon. Appreciate that. So I've been thinking about putting up a little more hay, and no. But I'll be honest with you, the hot summers and no cab. Not that a guy can't do it, but you go a lot longer in air conditioning. I was kind of wondering how a 46 would run. McLean Farms, Ryan, how you doing? I think you just subscribed not too long ago too, didn't you? Oh, I do once in a while. I cheated too. I didn't even shave. I just took a clipper. Funny how that goes. The bee guy dropped off some honey the other day, and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna have some fresh honey bread or honey toast." It got stuck, so that was the end. Yeah, yeah, I remember your name there. Yep. Appreciate you joining. What's new in your world? Grandpa bought it new in the early 80s. Has about 9,000 hours on the original. Okay. Crab tractor nice. Hay going to be short western part of NC. Bad hay year. Well, we didn't have a great hay year either. Found a feed mill up here to send shelled corn to, so that next year's planned. Nice, nice. I actually remember you commenting something on that, or I think. Man, it's been a hectic week and a half since I've been on here. Not gonna say anything was bad, but just mind wise, it's amazing how when you get things going and things happen and whatnot, how you can. Yep, yeah, I remember that now. I remember it. And I think we talked about my little Moline picker too. But it only has heat. Man, that would be tough. See, I was kind of thinking about, you know, a smaller Ford that had AC and heat, and that, oh, I don't know, 50 to 75 horse range. And I don't know if that's a good road to go on or not. I know it's not going to happen anytime soon unless a deal come across that, you just couldn't pass on. I know them 7700s, they're not a bad rig. I'd probably be smarter going with a 7700 I could blow snow with. We use that 4010 deer right now for it, and not that it can't do it or anything like that, but start with corn and hay, small, then work my way over to dairy cows in the next 4-year plan. Well, Ryan, I'm going to tell you this much. I'm not going to say don't do dairy or anything like that, but you're going to do it smart if you're a year ahead in the feed bank. Um, right now there are so many guys just crying for hay. Um, yeah, and if you don't if you can start milking and you've already got feed, that is huge. Real huge. Yeah. So I'm gonna try something here, guys. If it goes dead or black, I'm gonna be right back. But if it doesn't, I'll be right back either way. Um, just the timing. Turn the fuel up. Yeah, I don't know if I'd turn the fuel up on a 7700. I really don't know. They're about the max of that transmission, anyways. I think the tens. Now, I wouldn't say they had bad transmissions or anything like that, but I don't think the rear ends lasted as long as the 7000s. Just hours. I know our 7000, it's got transmission issues now, but man, I couldn't tell you how many hours. It's got a pile of hours on it. That the clutch and brake pedals are almost flat. But yeah, so there used to be a 7710 down the road, and I think they took the rear end out of that twice. Now I couldn't tell you the exact situation on that, but I'd be kind of leery turning fuel up on a 7000 series, because they updated some, but they're not a lot changed. But that was the biggest thing. I want to grow most of my feed without a feed bill. Limit bills. That's a smart way to do it, Ryan. I wish you luck. I really do. I hate to say it, our dairy industry needs to change. There needs to be some new young blood in there. The what is in there is it's all getting way too big, and I just hope I hope they open up some of the restrictions. No, I'm not going to say, geez, I'm not going to go down that road. But I really hope they do some things that really open it up for the small guys. I really do. Well, and here's another one with rear ends. There's a lot of people that don't put good oil in them because they think it's an old tractor. And that used to be $22 bucket of oil was bought. And I can tell you, even on our own, dual powers do not last on cheap oil. I think that's got some too. I mean, you take care of your tractors, they take care of you. They really do. I don't think you need new tractors either. I think new tractors are nice, more comfortable, but man, you take care of what you got and it'll take care of you a long time. I kind of like running the older stuff though, because say something electric does happen Saturday, afternoon, you know. Well, Ryan, I'm going to put it to you this way. So, in that video that I just put up, there's that UB Minneapolis Moline, and in the hydraulic system on that, you would be just fine. It needs no better. You take that 4640 of mine, and you need the additive packages. Otherwise, your linings just destroy. And actually, anyone that runs a feed wagon and ran a lot of 303 type oil in a newer, I'm not saying brand new, but a newer wet clutched PTO system, I guarantee you they had problems. I fought I fought that for a long time trying to figure out what I was doing wrong with a certain tractor, and it come down to the oil was not compatible with the clutch packs. No, they were wet clutch packs. I mean, yeah. Um, yeah. There's you get what you pay for with oil, kind of. You know, I'm yeah. I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole. Uh, I've used 303. Matter of fact, in my crawler, there's 303 in it right now. I'm not gonna say, geez, that's the only way to go or not. I think you got to more look at your application before you go, well, yeah, all 303 is bad. 303 in a system designed for 303 is, just fine. I just know that's a hot topic on the internet right now, that whole oil thing. And I know there were some lawsuits and whatnot over it, but yeah, this is live, Steve. It was kind of a spur of the moment kind of thing. There was no notifications or nothing. I just house is empty, so I popped on. Wanted to see who was out here on a Saturday. What's new in your world? I saw you drive the other way the other day. And it's quiet. Finally got a notification. Oh, hey, there's a few people on here. How many of you guys have posted comments and never got a response from me? Because man, I've seen a lot where I'm not even getting the email for them anymore. But yet I go look through the videos and there was a 1 or a 2 on there and there's absolutely nothing. I actually took a survey and let YouTube know about that kind of. Yeah. Oh, so what's the good news otherwise out there? I never see anybody else's comments. Yeah, no, I know. Matter of fact, I did a halfway series of videos of just answering comments, and I was kind of hoping a couple people would have been on. There's a few questions on that 20. Waiting on ice. So, does anyone on here know of a decent overhaul kit other than ANI, Reliance, or Mahle? And the reason why I kind of put this one out there is there's some part shortages in the U.S. right now. I haven't gotten on the phone with ANI or an ANI dealer or Reliance yet, but I know Reliance has been pretty good about having stuff on hand. But I was very surprised to see that there is no Mahle kits for a 401 Ford right now in the U.S. I think there's 2 bearings on the shelf. Where'd everyone go? Killing me. Something's killing me. I lost all my people there for a minute. Okay, that whole gristmill thing. So I'm going to try and market some corn locally and farmers market marketing. I saw it on Craigslist, and it's been a thing that's been kind of on my mind for a while. And I'm still working on getting it set up without having. Okay, Allstate Eggs, I think that's Reliance. And I think Gen Sales is Reliance too. I think they're just dealers. Yeah. No, I was really hoping to do that TW-20 and a Mahle kit, but I've heard really good on them, and I've never had a source for them. And I figured on trying them, but yeah. See, anyways, Ryan, I've actually looked at getting some seed corn from out east. That would be heirloom, and yeah, I'm gonna try just a little bit, and that's that. Actually, that's the whole idea behind me getting that corn picker. My farm is too small for completely relying on this big corporate agriculture that we have now. But yet I'm too big to just go all another way, if you know what I mean. It's a very hard change to make. But I kind of figured, yeah, grind some cornmeal up and yeah, give it a try. I mean, I don't plan on winning the world with it, but yeah, I don't think anyone around here does it. And I think there's a pretty big food movement going through the country ever since the big C shortage thing. And yeah, if it's a niche I can fill, that'd be a fairly easy swing of a niche to fill for me. I don't know. We still got a lot of steps to make. I'm still trying to figure out all the rules and regulations behind it too. So yeah, I haven't. Well, I have. I got my little book here, and I know that you can't see it, but that's all just stuff trying to set up an efficient system to make it work with a low cost input into it. Yeah, Ryan, if you can get into that. So, Dad's herd, or what's left, I don't think there's anything left of Dad's herd anymore. There might be some calves from Dad's herd, but that actually went to a dairy that I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but they opened up their own creamery, and I think it's actually separate from the dairy. And that has gone real well for them that bought Dad's herd. And granted, this has been a lot of years ago already. Dad sold the herd in '97, so I mean that dairy barn over there has been empty for years. Shouldn't say empty. There's all kinds of stuff in it, but no cattle. Steve, you did take some. You took the only cornmeal I made. I've actually been on that. I've actually been trying to figure out the whole nixtamalization thing. Uh, if I can get that figured out, I've got something that's very labor consumptive, but worth something. Uh, yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of steps before we get there. Don't worry, it will come back on the channel, but I've got to get a few things figured out. Well, it's kind of like these. Give me a second here. I got to adjust. So, right here, I got these. My set of rods. All right. Now, I've been meaning to give you guys a video for 4 or 5 days on these. And I haven't come up with a good way to actually balance them out right. And I try not to give you guys videos that are just, whatever. I'm not going to say that I can't fail, because there's a big difference between putting something up with a fail or putting something up that is just going nowhere. I got to have an idea where I'm going. Okay, Ryan. So that dairy barn, that TW-20 is in it right now. We've pretty much gutted the inside out. Uh, the the milking machine room, the bulk tank's gone. I mean, when Dad got out, it pretty much ended that situation. The only thing that's really stayed the same is there's about half of the tie stalls are still in the barn, and the upstairs hay mow has got hay and straw in it, and we still do use it for hay and straw. And then the back end we turned into a workshop, and that's where the 20 resides. I've got that workshop and a small parts room. I'm gonna call it a small parts room. It is small, but it's probably a lot bigger than most guys got. But yeah, so yeah, you're actually that TW-20. The if you look where my toolboxes are, that was actually the manure pump, and that door behind the toolboxes, if you ever notice it, that actually goes to a silo that is gone. Uh, there was an Amish fella that come and offered Dad something for it, and I couldn't even tell you what he offered him or whatnot. But the Amish said they'd take it down, and Dad said, "Take it down. I don't want to have to take it down." Uh, the silo on the other side of the barn actually had cracks in it, like oh, we still used it, but it was cracked good enough where it was time to make some decisions on it, and that got pushed over. What else can I tell you about the dairy? There, yeah, like I said, it wasn't all destroyed, but a lot of the milk specific stuff is gone. Yeah, that's just the way times go. Uh, the gutters are about a third filled and cemented. Yeah, it's just changes in buildings as progression of time, I guess you'd call it. Now it's just kind of storage for, you know, stuff, and then my hay is up in the haymow. Dad's hay is up in the haymow, or some of Dad's hay. Yeah, the back end's the shop. Yeah, the manure pit that got pushed shut. Oh, quite a few years ago. Yeah, the barn, like I said, the barn's still there, and it's actually not in bad shape. But it's just it's just a building now, though. It's not really. I wouldn't call it a barn anymore because it'd take a lot of work to put cattle back in it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to say there. I really don't. I think dairy is probably done in our family. I know I will never get into it, and that's just because I don't have the touch that it takes to have cattle. Well, I could do it, but I would not be successful. It'd be a battle the whole way through. That's just being very honest. More of a battle for me than others. Nice. I don't know how do you, I don't know how a guy would even go about renting a dairy. No idea. I would imagine it's a lot like our area. A lot of the dairies went in the 80s and 90s, and the buildings are primarily vacant. So I don't know how that would. Yeah, I don't know how that would work. Uh-oh. I locked my coffee. Yeah, it's after 6 and I'm drinking coffee yet. I drink a lot of coffee. Still on here, Steve? Who else is on here yet? Yeah. Tell you what, I can't imagine that setting up milking equipment would be a cheap venture this day and age. Man, that there's so much stainless. A lot of stainless. That's just not something that's cheap. Gordon's still here. You enjoying the show, or did it get too far away from chickens? Nah, just kidding with you. Just kidding with you. And Steve's still here. See, I'm just kind of curious because it shows that only one person is watching right now. I've never have figured that out. I don't know if that's yeah. I've never figured out the little person doodad thing. I might be looking at it wrong too. Man, I tell you what happened. So in this area, a lot of the small dairies never could sell their stuff, but Dad's was big enough. See, Dad had fairly big equipment as far as milking equipment for his herd size, and his actually, I think his bulk tank is still being used today, but a lot of them just got scrapped. A lot of them got scrapped. Oh, that's fine, Gordon. That's you guys all have lives too. I get that. Yeah, it says two here's two, Steve, and I know there's three you commenting. I get a kick out of that. No, I know YouTube tries to give you like real stuff, but man, I don't know where they get some of their numbers and whatnot from. I really don't. I mean, I'm not going to say they're all BS or anything like that, but same days, two on my end. Well, now there's three. Now there's three. Yep. Yeah, we got to get that number to start growing some more. Yep. Oh, 80s was tough on dairies. Trying to think. It started around here. It started like I'm talking local, like neighbors. It started just to the west of me, and then just to the east of me, and then one fell south of me, and then a herd got sold further west of me. Yeah, they just all just disappeared one at a time, and it's kind of a sad deal to be honest with you because man, your diversity is what builds a God, what's the word I'm looking for? A sustainable situation is that's not the right word either, but you know, you have something go through a herd, and let's say you got a dump the bulk tank. It's a whole lot easier to survive if one small dairy dumps their bulk tank rather than one big dairy. You know, I don't know what the right word for that is, but I mean things happen. And yeah, I think the world would be a lot better off if you know the dairies were still 50 to 70 cows. Yeah, I agree with you, Gordon. I agree with you. To the good side though, a lot of the dairies around here went from the dairy herd to a crop program, so at least it they didn't just vanish and a big time come in and suck the land. That really didn't happen around here. That's one thing I can say that I'm glad. Most of the guys started, growing corn and selling to, elevators, or we got a few ethanol plants and whatnot around. So a lot of smaller. Yeah, I don't know what to think on that whole organic thing. Uh, I like the idea behind it. I mean, I think we, I think our technology has gotten further than what it should be, and that's a good thing and a bad thing all at once. But yeah, I don't know. Organics are a hard pill for me to swallow. Uh, yeah, it just I'm not gonna go down that road. I'm not gonna say anyone's stupid for doing it, and I'm not gonna yeah I'm not gonna belittle anyone for it or anything like that. But it's it's hard to justify the loss in production, if you know what I mean. If you're playing by the true rules, and I know there's things that you can do to make the yeah. I think we had two more dairies leave that were small within the last couple months. They're getting pretty far apart now. Oh, I'm trying to catch up here. I skipped something and I got because one little mishap and they can force you out of farming for good. Okay, Ryan, if you want my complete gripe with organic is fine, but there's too many guys that cheat and get away with it, and they end up being big time outfits. And I'm not gonna poke fingers at anyone. I mean, yeah, but yeah, one little mishap, but yet there's so much cheating that goes on, and it does. It's kind of a sad thing to see. That's kind of why I hate to touch the subject. One guy wrecks it for a lot. No, I actually have a lot of respect for the guy that does the whole organic thing, and I've got nothing against the guy doing it right. I really don't. Is the 20? No, Steve. The TW is. Here's a connecting rod, Steve. That's going in it. Yeah, the TW's got a long road to go yet. I'm kind of waiting on some parts. I was really surprised at how some of my part sources didn't have parts or back ordered parts or whatnot. I haven't made every phone call yet, but I guess I'm kind of looking at a real good very bottom end, and I got to get those parts together before I even think about a kit. I know it's going to have to happen sooner than later, but I got to get a good balanced rotating assembly. Is what I need, and I know I got to start to it, but I got a road to go down that I've been having trouble with. Actually, them rods are here at the house because I've been trying to find a very repeatable way to balance them, and I can probably balance. Hey, Gordon, you have a good one. We'll catch you next time around. Yeah, I've had a tough time to get very repeatable weights. I can get what some would call good enough, but if I'm gonna balance it, I want it balanced, you know, to live for 10,000 hours. I don't know if that's too much to expect or not, but I think that's one of the leading causes of engine failure on a rebuild is not balanced quite right. Parts are still sitting on the ocean. I don't know. So one of my places called and they did do some U.S. parts that are just not on the shelf. I mean, just production's backed up. Yeah, I'm not going to say which companies or anything like that, but yeah, I've already run into some parts issues. I've made a lot of phone calls on that tractor, a lot of them. It hasn't been real fun, to be honest with you. I think I've only made this many phone calls on one other one, and I had to find a an engine block, and just no one had an engine block. I think that was 10 or 12 salvage yards before I found a block for that one. On the good side, I think my block is just fine. I need a liner, but that should be in the mail. I forgot to call Friday on that. I should have called Friday. But that I should have rod bolts and a liner in the mail, and when I get them rod bolts, I can actually start getting a little more serious on them rods. It's just too hard to do with mismatched when you know you got mismatched bolts. And I'll be quite honest with you that my rod set is a very pieced together rod set. They're all matched, but they're all from different tractors. So, well, I shouldn't say all from different tractors, but they're probably from 3 different tractors. But they're all matched about as close as you're going to get it. Yeah, I tell you what, Ryan, I so the TWs are a lot like the 8600 and 9600. Obviously, they pushed a little more horse through them just because they're a little bit newer. But man, that there's a big difference between that 20 and that 9600. It's huge. I My fall chisel plowing videos. I really got beat up over them. That was some rough going, and I know that 20 would have been so much easier. Just the cab is so much more ergonomic, user friendly. quieter. Yeah, I like them. That's not saying anything bad against an 86 or 9600. 8600 and 9600 have been very reliable tractors. Been very reliable. Maybe not the most user creature comforty, but very reliable. And I think that 20 is going to be very reliable when I get front to back on it. I bought it knowing it had hours on it though. So that front wheel assist, I never realized what a difference that. I mean, I've driven front wheel assist tractors, but I've never compared a apples to apples comparison. That 9600 and that TW are the same tractor. They got different shifting patterns, but it's the same engine. It's the same. Well, there's updates in between, but the base packages are so close. But that front wheel drive, you do not have the bounce. You don't have. They float. I mean, it's a whole different ride. But then when you do get into a little bit of trouble, well, if you're smart enough to pull the stick when you're thinking you're going to be getting into trouble until you wait till you're in trouble, it goes through what you'd question, with the 9600. Yeah, that's that front wheel assist. That's been a game changer. That's I really enjoyed that this spring. Or this spring especially. Well, yeah, I got to say the spring 'cause it's the only thing I really used it was this spring. We actually put real close to 200 hours on that tractor this spring. I wasn't the only one driving it. It wasn't all me. Dad put a lot of hours in that as well. I could tell that that even helped on his end. He looks pretty tired climbing out of that 9600 at the end of the day, and he was tired climbing out of the 22, but he looked a little fresher, if you know what I mean. But yeah, kind of wondering if I shouldn't be looking at a TW-30. I think a TW-30 would be a good fit here with front wheel, or a 35. Say, Ryan, I know TW-10s come up every now and then too, and a TW-10 is not a bad rig either. I know they're going to be a little more fuel efficient. That 20 burns more fuel than the 9600, but it's a lot better than my Deere. I like my Deere, but boy, does it drink the fuel. That Deere's a real comfortable tractor, as long as you're on smooth ground. They all bounce and rough, but bigger tire up front makes a big difference. But yeah. So what else do people know? I was pretty surprised. We've had a fairly good turnout here. This was all just spur of the moment kind of thing. I really kind of expected to be on here for like 10, 15 minutes and then be on my way. I was surprised you guys were really around. That that page in the subscriber column, that's a good little tool. I think if I do this again, I think I'm gonna use it again if I got the time. Ryan, where'd you say you were from? I can't remember. I know you told me, but I was going to make a comment, and I didn't know if that would be in your area or not, but yeah. I'm going to look real quick. I think you even said it here. If I get too dead, it's not intentional. We're getting there. We're getting there. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh. Yeah, I can't see it. Not real quick. Yeah. Well, anyways, that TW-20 that come from New York. Trying to think of the name of the town. It would have been like West Central ish. Yeah, it's kind of weird where you find Fords nowadays. That one made a lot of miles to get to me. So what else is good in the world out there? Kind of quiet. I have to go back to eating my popcorn. Or did my comments section freeze up? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of enjoy doing these things, but I know I'm not the greatest host at. I don't mind talking, but to keep the rhythm going, I know I'm not the greatest at it. I'm gonna try and work on that a little bit, but I take an interest in all you guys. It's kind of neat. Neat seeing where you guys are from, what you guys do, and it's funny this whole a lot of you guys are in agriculture or have something or a tie to it. It's amazing how things change from one side of the state to the other, let alone across the country, across the pond, across it's pretty crazy. It's pretty wild. It's all the same but so different. Heading out, Steve? Well, thanks for joining, Steve. Appreciate it. Maybe I should go. It'd be better than these popcorn things. I haven't been up to bowling alley in a long time. Yep, our big town, it's got a bowling alley. That's about it. There's not a lot to do in our big town. Yeah, I think that changing that comment thing, I kind of wonder if that didn't make it slower on here. Oh, and a bit. You go up there often, Steve? I just haven't been up there in a long time. Matter of fact, well, it's been a few days now, but I hadn't been up to the powerhouse in a few years. I couldn't believe that I didn't recognize a single person in there. Good food. Where's that? Bowling alley or powerhouse? See, the bowling alley's always had good food. Well, I shouldn't say always, but yeah, it's been pretty regular that it's good food. I remember one stretch, and I don't think it's been under this ownership, and this ownership's had it a long time now. Bluffton. Yeah, I don't get out very often, but I had to check it out one night. Oh, I got to move a little bit in the recliner, and no, that don't work neither. Got a bit of a stiff hip today. I don't even know what to blame it on. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get out often enough to tell you what's good out there and what isn't. I was just the only one in the house the other day, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go up there, see who was up there and who isn't, and yeah, the scene had completely changed. So about the only getting out of the house I really do is going up to the dark house meeting. Well, I shouldn't say out of the house, but off the farm. Bakery gets me once in a while for a breakfast, but that's not even. Got your what'd you get, Steve? On your last tag? Take it another dough. Well, I think it's getting kind of slow in here now, and I see I'm gonna have to go put a log in the fire before too long. So I might call this one here good. Kind of surprised how many of you guys were in here or caught me. Like I say, I just kind of hit go live and went live. Not a warning, not a nothing, you know. Oh man, Steve, I've been yeah, that's been on the last page of. I thought about fixing up. I've got another one that'd actually be easier to fix up. But yeah, well, Steve, you better go eat, and I think I'm gonna finish this up and put some wood in the stove and make something to eat myself. Well, thank all you for watching, and I think I'm gonna take off here, and hopefully we'll catch you all around another night sometime. All right, see y'all later. Have a great one.